Are you ready?
Yes.
I love it when you all are so ready. Look at the great leadership team in the back of the room that cannot fit in for anything. Hello, everyone. This is not obvious at all. Must be something special happening. Okay. Well, I always like to start off with a little humor, right? Helps me get through the day, right? Let's see. This one is 100% organic. That's the smaller of the pumpkins, of course. Is it October already? Pumpkin spice in a barrel. Right. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so get those pumpkins in for a mammogram. Okay. Mom, how about from now on you stop calling me your little pumpkin? That makes a lot of sense. You expect me to give you a handout? The candy is on the roof. If you're lucky, it might trickle down. Oh crap, a Republican. All right, so we got to do both, right? Look how much candy you have. I'm going to take half and give it to the kid too lazy to go trick-or-treat for themselves. Oh crap, a Democrat. All right, so we're fair and unbiased here. That was awesome. They let us hang out on the porch on Halloween, and now they say there's going to be pie. Uh-oh. This one could be homemade. I see a small hole in the paper. This is where they shake us down for a percentage of our candy. Nut-free candy, gluten-free candy, sugar-free candy, organic candy, no GMO candy. Did I miss anything? Yes, the good stuff that I like to swipe. Some of the neighbor kids actually look better in masks. That's a true story. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not wearing a costume. I'm here to take your soul. Holy crap, full-size Snickers? Never mind, Margaret, we're good. It's gluten-free, sugar-free, fat-free, preservative-free. It's a sticker, lady. What kind of a treat is a note that says use two-factor authentication? Mine says install antivirus software. Mine tasted awful. Enjoy those cybersecurity tips, kids. Happy Halloween. Okay. So, yes. No words here, but I want to tell you a little story. So, my grandfather used to have a best friend that lived right behind him. So my grandfather's house faced north, and his was on the south end of his property. And they got along really good, like 50 years they were best friends. And apparently the best friend went out and went to his fishing hole, his special fishing place without him, and they were no longer best friends and they were feuding. And so my grandfather would rake the leaves in his yard to the south side of his yard, and they would blow, the north wind would blow the leaves into his previous best friend's property. And so, anyway, that's what this picture reminded me of. Some funny signs that residents submitted. I told my wife to embrace her mistake. She hugged me. Treat your mom to a margarita. You're probably the reason she drinks. A wise doctor once wrote, I can't read that either. Why am I the only naked person at this gender reveal party? Before we work on artificial intelligence, why don't we do something about natural stupidity? Resident submitted, by the way. Road work for the next 15 years. And I think that might be true. 35 has not stopped. It's construction since I've been here. Our special guest, Sarah Lloyd. Sarah Lloyd, our Associate Executive Director, who did a great job at the Resident Association meeting the other day. Thank you very much. Sarah's Associate Executive Director is responsible for planning, directing, controlling the financial functions of Westminster, as well as management of the Community General Services Department. She began her career as human resources professional and made a natural transition to finance and community management. She graduated from University of Texas with a Bachelor of Science in Communications. Anybody else here from University of Texas?
Right.
A few of you, yeah. Received her Master's of Business Administration degree from St. Edward's University. Sarah's been with Westminster since 2005, which means what? 20 years. Boy, has it changed. And I'm easier to work with than I was 18
years ago.
Yeah. So we have a little plaque for you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sarah, for 20 great years of hard work and dedication. And does 20 years deserve a hug?
No, not here.
I don't give hugs away easily. Does anybody know that? Okay, yeah, you all do. All right. But I have a feeling, yes, it's been 20 yees, but I have a feeling that the best is yet to come. We do have some pictures of Sarah at various events. This is us cutting cake at the 5th year of Top Workplace. And then for Alzheimer's fundraising at the Walk, a picture of you there with the team, Rachel and Kim. Barbecuing, you're great at barbecuing, no grease fires yet. Every year we do a barbecue for all the associates. There's Kim and Sarah there. This is the jail and bail, right? I mean, yes, yeah. So, and then our team in baseball shirts, that was an Alzheimer's fundraiser as well. I think another barbecue, and I love the competitive nature of Sarah. She loves to win, and so do I, and so it makes it a lot of fun. All right. You have anything you want to say to everybody?
Hold on. Is this on?
Yeah.
Thank you for 20 years. It's kind of emotional, I guess. I started here when I was 28 years old. I didn't have kids. I didn't expect to be here for 20 years, I'll tell you that. But this has been a wonderful place to have a career and raise my family. I have a daughter that's about to be 18 and graduating high school. She wasn't even a twinkle in my eye at the time when I started here. My girls don't know anything different than mom works at Westminster, and they've grown up here as well. They've been to a lot of the parties and events, and y'all have always been very welcoming to my children, my family, and of course my husband's a part and a huge advocate for Westminster and has helped me here and plant things. He's an engineer. So it's definitely a family environment and a family venture for us, and we just thank you for everything that you all have given me and my family and the opportunities that's presented for me for my career. And that's it. And I hope I give as much back to you all as you all give to me every day. So thank you.
All right, now to some serious stuff, right? We can't have chats without questions and updates. Sense and sensibilities. This is a repeat from last month. We all love smelling nice, but the fitness center isn't the place to bring your full fragrance collection. Some of our neighbors are sensitive to strong perfumes and sprays. We want everyone to breathe easy while they break a sweat. So let's save the spritzing for after the workout. Your lungs and your fellow residents will thank you. Hot chocolate hijinks. Now, I love a good cup of cocoa as much as the next person, but the fitness center isn't a cafe. We've had a few spills near the electrical equipment. Yes, hot chocolate on wires. Yikes. So we kindly ask you that food and drink stay outside the gym. Water is always welcome, though. Hydration is key. Okay. Machine mishaps. Some of our exercise equipment has taken a bit of a beating lately. If you're unsure how to use the machine, Angie is your go-to guide. She offers orientations and is happy to help you get the most out of your workout. Safely and confidently, let's keep our machines in tip-top shape and avoid any accidental gym acrobatics. Signs of the times. We're trying not to turn the fitness center into a billboard jungle, so we're relying on good old-fashioned conversation to spread the word. The Westminster rumor tree is really good, right? Your cooperation, kindness help keep the space welcoming and well-maintained. Thank you all very much. I was planning to go to the gym, but I got a better offer for my refrigerator. Okay. Questions and answers. Question. About once a month, the elevators in the lobby of the Carlisle building have an outage. No one knows what is going on, including the front desk personnel. I think these are planned and scheduled shutdowns for preventive maintenance. I wish I could say that was true. It would be helpful to residents if there could be advance notice of the shutdown and an indication of how long it is expected to last. A similar infrequent shutdown also happens for the number 4 Windsor elevator. Everyone should applaud preventive maintenance actions, but if there were more information about what was happening, the residents could adapt to the outages with less impact on their plans. So my answer, we do not shut down elevators for preventive maintenance without posting a memo. There are some times when inspections have been conducted and we are not able to give notice because we do not know when they're going to show up. They inspect you and it's a surprise. We will do our very best to give residents notices when possible. Why are some of the hallways and the bistro so chilly? Hallways and the bistro are to be kept at 74 degrees. There are areas that have vents to air conditioning cassettes that make it feel cooler in certain areas than 74, like right now. I have an air conditioning vent blowing on me. This is because the temperature of the air coming out of the HVAC unit is around 59 degrees to maintain the temperature of the room. If you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it, but these are both set to 74. So I'm not lying to you. Question, I find the PA announcements very hard to understand. Could you also send out a text message for anything that's important? So we're continually working on this with reception and security, now announcing important messages twice via the system. We will also look for a solution for this type of communication. So we hope to implement a texting feature soon. Question, a number of us were surprised during the WRA quarterly meeting to learn from Sarah Lloyd that Westminster has purchased 3 houses across from the Preston. We hear a great deal about Phase 4, lots of details and updates, but hadn't heard a word about the purchase of 3 houses. That's a pretty big deal. Did we miss a memo? Can Chuck please update us a little? We heard that about 10 years ago, the board decided not to buy homes. Why the change? What's the long-term plan for these houses? It's a really long story. But these have been purchased to be used as life care cottages for independent living residents. This has been done successfully for several years here and in many other senior living communities across the country. So let's see. At one time, Westminster owned 6 houses in the neighborhood that were across the street from the Preston. This was before I became the administrator here. And the board decided to sell them. I wish they hadn't, but they did. That was in 2006. So the house at 1919 came for sale, and it was ugly. And it was right across from our front door at the Preston. And so I asked the board to buy the house and for us to clean it up and make it look better. And at the same time, I wanted to turn it into a life care cottage because this has been done at other senior living communities across the country and successfully. They didn't think that it was possible before I came to work here. And so I approached the Zoning and Planning Commission to discuss it and ask them, it's a single family home, that's our plan. Can we have seniors that, like we have a life care contract with you all in your apartment homes, live in the neighborhood and use those as life care cottages? And they said, of course, that's allowed. It's a single family home. And whether or not you're providing support to them for emergency call or amenities to them, that's irrelevant to us as long as you use the house as a single family home. So we started doing it and it's been very successful. And we watch the neighborhood. We have a land acquisition plan, and we watch the neighborhood all the time. And these houses came available right at the same time, in about a month from each other. And it was very close to the Preston, which is ideal for us. So we purchased all 3 houses. 2 of those houses are being refurbished. They will be available for sale for life care cottages probably in November. Middle of November, probably. The 3rd house is a very unattractive floor plan and is not senior friendly. So our intent is to demolish that house and to build 2 or 3 units there, which I think will also be very attractive. So this is something that's very popular. I think it's a great opportunity for us to expand to meet the needs of more seniors. And you know we have a ready list or wait list, right? Yeah. So I think we can sell these pretty quickly. Okay? And it's a great option for a lot of people. Let's see. Question. A number of the dog owners here at Westminster would like to hear from the landscape person in charge of planning the Preston off-leash dog area. We have been discussing the pros and cons of various surfaces over email. Real or artificial grass, ground cover, mulch. Would the person in charge be able to meet with about 15 to 20 of us? Well, the person in charge is me, and so yes, I will absolutely do that. I have reached out to the landscape architect. His name is Brian, and I have sent him the email chain that you sent me in these various options. And I'll be happy to meet with a group of you and discuss the options and pros and cons, okay? And I'll have Heather set up something. I'll probably do it after my next chat. So maybe at the end of my next chat next month, which is November, we'll do it then, okay? Let's see. 5-week look ahead. I'm not gonna go through all of this, but suffice it to say, we're making good progress. If you're watching the construction cameras the last couple of days, it looks like nothing's happening in the courtyard. And they're waiting on some more metal material to come in place. They have erected the steel, which is good. I was actually a little concerned that we might be thrown off schedule because it might be delayed, but it came on time. Lots of progress being made. There is a shutdown, I'll talk about in a minute, of the Preston South Drive for a couple days. You all can see this in the presentation. It's difficult to read right now, so even with my glasses on, it's hard for me to read. Plant ops updates. So Wednesday, 10:15, southeast stairwell in the Windsor Courtyard, that outside concrete is being redone, and it was completed. So you might have noticed that the concrete in that area sank about 2 inches, so we re-poured that. On the 20th, we had the domestic water shutdown scheduled, so that was both for the Phase 4 project and also to replace some valves throughout the Preston. That work was completed and timely. Healthcare Center, first and second floor, all of the repainting, the touch-ups have been done, so we ask that you not run into the walls if you can avoid that. Help us with keeping it nice. A-Wing, temporary power shutdown, Tuesday, 9:30, that was completed. Let's see, the marketing ceiling installation, that was replaced, the ceiling tiles, the sheetrock work, all of that's been done. I'm glad those folks are out of the way. Relaying new concrete slab inside of the Preston C-Wing, that was completed. Full windows were completed, installed, and that air conditioning system is working well. Preston driveway repairs were completed, and the scissor lift for marketing lobby ceiling repairs, that was completed. And look at this Preston driveway. Isn't that beautiful? Needs a rain. Maybe we'll get some. Yeah, hopefully. Pavers. That's all I have to say. Pavers. Anyway. Pass-through traffic will not be available on Thursday, 10/23, and Friday, 10/24. Through the Preston South Drive. So they're going to be drilling piers for the rain garden. This is that fantastic filtering thing I was telling you about, where it's going to filter our roof water that we've never had to do before, but that's part of the new code. It's fantastic. But that's what they're doing. That's why that shutdown will occur. You can, if you're parking on that side, you can use valet, okay? If you need to. So just keep that in mind. Preston fire sprinkler system, I think I've talked about this a little bit. The project has been submitted to the city. We received comments back. Now those comments have been answered. We're pending the permit. Likely to begin that sprinkler project in the first quarter of 2026. Yeah, we're already starting to talk about 2026. Some of you have sent me emails or left me voicemails concerned about a sprinkler system because of the false alarms. I want to release any anxiety that you might have about the sprinkler system. If you burn your toast, it's not going to set off the sprinkler system. If your neighbor, overcooks their oatmeal, maybe, 30 minutes instead of 3 minutes, it's probably not going to set off the sprinkler system. I said probably. The only time that the sprinkler system will go off is when the little capsules are melted, so the temperature in the room, and it's only going to affect that room that the fire is actually located in. So, sprinkler systems don't go off in the whole building when there's a fire in one room, okay? So I don't want you to worry about that. I know there's not really false alarms, but the fire system is very sensitive. If somebody burns the bacon, it will set off the smoke detectors. And many times if it gets into the hallway, the smoke, it will set off the full bells and whistles, right? That's not how sprinkler systems work. It won't set off the entire sprinkler system for the building because, Mr. Pearson burnt the toast again, okay? You were right there, sorry. I know, never stood in the front row. Anyway, the guy that does the pet spa has changed to Tuesdays. Just want to let you know that. I keep getting this question. The construction cameras are available on the portal. The camera views are posted on the portal under expansion project, and then expansion camera views. You just click on those two things and you should go right there. Is anybody using that successfully? Okay, good. A couple of you. I'm using it. Who does all the beautiful decorations for the holidays? And you haven't seen anything yet. This is just fall decorations. Wait till they get to the holidays. That is Myrna, Michelle, and Maria. Maria's in here right now. Let's give them a big hand. You all do a fantastic job. I want you to come to my house, but I could really use some help with the Christmas lights this year. All right, I think, who reads my newsletter article? Anybody? Thank you, appreciate that. You read it too?
I do.
So, Westminster Cares Foundation. We have created a Westminster Cares Foundation. Our mission is to advance effective solutions that benefit seniors and people living with disabilities across Texas. Our purpose, the Westminster Cares Foundation provides grants, education, consulting, equipment, and other resources that foster social connections, promote independence, and create supportive communities serving seniors and the disabled. The foundation prioritizes projects that promote Texas culture change initiatives, quality improvement programs, and the Westminster Person-Centered Care model. CARES stands for Centered Around Resident-Empowered Services, the model of care that allows residents to prioritize choices, dignity, and overall well-being. So I've been here for quite a while, and over the years, many of you have come to me and said, I wish that my friend, or my brother, or my sister, or my relatives could live here. They either can't afford to, they haven't been able to, they're living in a place that's not as good as this. And that's been a challenge for me to try and make improvement in the state of Texas in senior living, as we have here at Westminster. A lot of you have seen that improvement over the years. We're very resident-centered here. I think resident-centered care is the answer to a lot of problems in Texas senior living. How many of you know that Texas is the worst state in the union when it comes to long-term care quality? Anybody know that? Okay, good, you've been listening to me. So it's our intent to help change that for other seniors. We've always had a charitable heart here. We support many charities around Austin, Central Texas, and this will enable us to do so in an even bigger way. And that's, the board voted unanimously to start this foundation. I'm very proud of the board and this organization for thinking outside of itself. When I first came to Westminster, we didn't fundraise for anybody. We didn't fundraise for Alzheimer's. We really thought about ourselves just a little bit, right? And not really tried to improve a social footprint, tried to make a difference in the world in Central Texas. And I think we've grown a lot in that area over the years, and I'm really proud of the direction that we're going. Who's excited about this? Anybody?
Sure.
Clap if you're excited. So who we support, organizations that serve the following needs: senior adults and the disabled, senior adults facing food insecurity, homebound or socially isolated seniors, aging senior veterans, adults living with disabilities who are navigating daily challenges, senior adults in need of access to health care. Initially, the foundation will invite organizations to submit grant applications. This process will allow the board to ensure effective use of the foundation's resources. The governance, Westminster Cares Foundation is structured as a 509A1 supporting organization led by a volunteer board of directors. So all donations will be tax deductible. Why do I keep doing that? Board members, Paul Hilgers is the chair, Diane Williams, Steve Skurlock, David Renning are all Westminster board members. Cassie Gatelli, our healthcare administrator, community administrator, will be a member of the board. Myself, Debbie Pearson, Diane Iverson, and Ruth Stanil. Where's Ruth? Around there she is, yeah. All of those folks will be serving. Fundraising. So, we hope to start a fundraising campaign towards the middle of December. I certainly don't want to fundraise against the Resident Appreciation Fund. We will also be creating a donor wall in the near future. Please reach out to me if you're interested in participating in any of the efforts. If you want to help fundraise for it, or you want to make a donation, or you know an organization that might, my email address is charlesforrest@wmanor.com, okay? I'm really excited about this. I think some of you may know that I'm president of the Texas Culture Change Coalition in my spare time. And that's really about spreading the word about Westminster's philosophies and person-centered care, and trying to make more organizations, more communities like Westminster out there. And I really do think it's an answer. It has certainly been an answer here. We went from 1 star to 4 stars in 6 months and attained our 5th star in the following 6 months, and have maintained that 5-star rating and quality for 17 years now. And I think that and Sarah's been here for all of that.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Seen it all?
She's seen it all. So let me know if you want to get involved in any way. So it is a long list. I don't go through all the awards every month. I could, but I think they get bored. They start to fall asleep on me. Alzheimer's Texas fundraising. Is Jordan here? She is. What a great job you all did, raising $84,504. Barbara Carlson, you in here? Barbara Carlson was the resident co-chair. Wendy Gordon was chair. Great job, team. And then a resident donated, was it 2 years ago? A matching of $1.1 million. So for every year that Westminster participates in Alzheimer's Texas fundraising, whatever the amount is matched with $110,000 a year. So our total for this year is $194,000. So great job, everybody. The food committee asked me to talk about the dress code. Just in time for the holidays, let's make sure we wear pants. Let's see. General guidelines and expectations. Dress as you would if you were a guest in someone else's home. Maybe a little bit better than that. Residents tend to dress up more at dinner than at lunch, especially in the Laurel and the Rowan. Breakfast is casual, and please observe the no-nos set out in paragraph 2 at all times. The following are unacceptable in any dining venue at any time, whether dining, picking up to-go orders, or using the coffee or refreshment stations. Tank tops, cutoffs, short shorts, bathing suits, bathrobes, or dressing gowns, revealing exercise attire, hats or caps. Are we good? Okay. Shorts. Bermuda walking shorts may be worn at breakfast and lunch or when using the coffee or refreshment stations in any dining venue, but not during dinner hours or at holiday meals in the Laurel and Rowan. Dinner hours begin at 4 p.m. Shorts may also be worn when picking up to-go orders or any time in the bistro or Rowan Tree Cocktail Lounge. Rules for children. Children ages 12 and older are to have attire similar to that expected of adults. The rules in paragraph 2 apply to all children regardless of their age. Family and guests, the dress code applies to your family and guests. Please notify them of these guidelines so that they may bring or wear proper clothing. Special events, theme meals, and outdoor events will have announcements with suggested attire. The rules in paragraph 2 will still apply. So let your folks know this before they come in for Thanksgiving or Christmas, okay? And if you have any of these green to-go containers, Brian would very much appreciate you returning them. We're going to do a room-to-room search. I'm just kidding. Maybe.
A little kid.
Star cards, everybody knows what they're for? I'll shut up then. I have a few minutes for questions if anybody would like to. Anybody have questions for Sarah? Like, what's it really like working for me or something like that? Is there cake? That's why I came. Anyway,
I received an email about the closing of the South Preston driveway,
okay,
and I emailed back, but I didn't get an answer.
okay. What's the question?
The question is, can we open for 2 days the right
The
below
construction area?
so we can go through it? Because when we leave here, a lot of times going to the other driveway.
Hold the microphone closer.
Okay.
There you go.
But they have trucks delivering
Right,
things, and you can't get through there.
right. You won't be able to get through there after the construction's finished either. It's not safe to open that area. I'm not sure if you've noticed or not, but there's a lot of holes in the concrete there that weren't there before. It's just not safe. The best thing to do is to just head north, and then when you come back to the community, use valet to park, okay? If you can't get through to your parking space, just go to valet. Okay?
Well, can't we just, a few hours a day?
It's not safe to do that.
It's
Sorry.
not paved.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to get your car all the way through. That's what he's saying. There's some dips and it's not smooth for your vehicle.
Okay.
Is that you, Martha?
I want to start by saying that I love living in Westminster and I love Westminster. Then I
That
want to
sounds
say-
good. I like
Yeah.
that part.
Then I want to say that I'm incredibly upset that the elevator in the assisted living area has been down for a week and a half.
Me too.
And I think that's inexcusable. And I think if the repair company that we're using can't fix it, we should change to another repair company because I think it's dangerous.
I think it's
People-
terrible.
The people that live over there need the service more than anybody else here at Westminster, and it's dangerous. So,
Well, I wouldn't say that it's dangerous, but I understand that it's definitely an inconvenience and it affects everybody with mobility issues. The problem is that the batteries have gone bad on that elevator. That it will not operate safely without the batteries. The batteries are proprietary. They have to be purchased. There's only one source. They're supposed to arrive this week, but that is why the elevator's been shut down as long as it has. And I think it's terrible. Well, we will endeavor to purchase a backup set, so if this happens again, we'll have that available. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It is unacceptable. It is ridiculous to be that dependent upon something that only one source makes. Absolutely. Any other questions? Nothing for Sarah?
I'm not
All
that
right,
interested.
got a couple on the back. There we go. 2 more questions.
Hi, Andy Reeves. We are parents of a disabled adult child. Okay. We're parents of a disabled adult child. She now lives in a nursing home. When we were looking for a place to have her reside, we looked at Westminster. However, Westminster does not take Medicaid. She has both Medicare and Medicaid insurance, and we need both of those sources of insurance in order to be able to afford putting her in a nursing home. Because of this foundation, which your goal is to improve access for disabled and seniors to services, are you going to consider taking Medicaid for people who are disabled?
That's not a Chuck decision, but it's absolutely within the realm of possibility, yes, I would say so. It's definitely a conversation that we'll be having.
Because as you know, nursing homes in Austin, for the most part, are not good places to be.
Right.
There are very few that have excellent services.
And it's our intention, I think this foundation will be a big part in making improvements to those organizations. Absolutely. One more. Two more?
No.
And you're pushing it. Just kidding. Hold it close to your mouth, like you
Oh,
mean it. There
okay.
you go. Yep.
Looking at this picture, I don't see any evidence of the Carlisle building. Yet we had some great big program a while back to fly
The drone?
over the place to get pictures.
It's there, it's behind the Windsor, but you're right. You want me to improve the picture? I can do that. I just didn't,
I assume there's a more modern picture that.
I just like this picture. I will work on that. Yeah, but you're right, I do have drone footage and some great pictures of the entire campus.
And I will say the landscape here is green,
Yeah,
and I like that.
this,
So
this
some of our
slide
pictures
is,
aren't green right
yeah,
now.
this slide is created for me, so I use it because it's easy. And it says thank you on it at the end, and I like that, so. But I will work on updating my picture. You're absolutely right. In my spare time, yes.
Is this the last question? for
Yes,
Kate?
this is the last question, and we have cake.
I'm just curious, is there any rooftop that we could put a gathering spot on the roof where we could go up and watch the night sky and that kind of thing?
The solarium's a great place to go.
Well, it's not really that conducive.
Outside.
Oh, outside.
Outside, the roof would be.
This balcony right here?
Yeah, this balcony right here. The new pickleball court, all of that. Yeah,
Sports
that's coming.
court.
Sports court, yes, thank you. So it's coming. All right, thank you all. Have a great rest of
Thank
your
you.
day.